Madame Warbeck, a moment of your time, if you will.
I was rather busy, as you saw, especially with Irene and her disappearing act.
Disappearing act. An artist and a magician. She is a woman of many talents.
She was nowhere to be found. Is that better? She was supposed to help me organize everything. Then I saw her throwing her glass of champagne at Mrs. Allen's husband. I was hoping to speak with her after, but I didn't see her again until she was calling down from the balcony following Mr. Aylesworth's collapse. Mr. Christiansen, Betty Allen's husband. After the theft, on my way to telephone the police, he was looking for something in the West Wing.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now. Bonsoir, Mademoiselle Babagnan.
Please, detective. Surely we are past those formalities.
What you may consider a formality, I consider etiquette.
Well, I had the pleasure of meeting the other guests. I feel so fortunate just to be invited myself.
Modesty is the color of virtue. Now, mademoiselle, you were saying...
Oh, yes. We all gathered for that delightful photograph. Then I spent some time looking at all the wonderful art. I did notice the actress and the politician returned to the main hall together.
And the other guests?
I saw Bishop Mountjoy and the politician, oh, forgive me, I forget his name, leave towards the East Wing together. It was much earlier in the night, well before that.
You have been as enchanting as always. Mademoiselle, if you have a moment, I wish to ask you some questions.
Look around you, detective. Out of the ordinary is the ordinary here.
Regarding the guests of the gala, you had the opportunity to speak with them all?
I met that delightful Farquhar girl, the art critic. With any luck, her article will finally give me the respect I deserve.
Your talk on the balcony went well, I presume.
Well, indeed. We weren't up there for long before the poor politician was struck down. What luck for there to be a doctor at the scene. And for us to have a detective here, too. Before I wasted a perfectly good glass of champagne on that man, you mean?
That is certainly one way to tell the story.
I'd hardly call him trying to push himself upon me as a story.
With his wife in the same room?
You think a man with that much arrogance cares? Women are nothing more than objects to him. One day he'll learn his lesson.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now. Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
It seems trouble follows you, detective.
so it would appear. And the faster I am able to ask my questions, the faster this trouble will be resolved.
I saw Betty leave the main hall and head for the West Wing after the whole champagne debacle. What do you think that was all about?
It is not my job to speculate on such private matters. It is to uncover the location of the missing painting and who is responsible.
If there is someone who can, it's you, Detective.
Merci, mademoiselle. That is all for now. Bonsoir, Monsieur Christiansen.
Detective, what a mess you have on your hands.
That is certainly one way to describe it. Perhaps you can begin to help me to clear up this mess.
I was with Betty most of the evening. She wasn't feeling herself. I'm glad I didn't leave and miss out on all of this. Don't tell me you don't get a little thrill when a new case appears.
I do not think about such thrills, Monsieur Christiansen. Only justice.
All business, no pleasure, I see. I remember seeing the priest.
The bishop.
Yes, him. He came down the stairs just before Mr. Aylesworth recovered. Maybe? Oh, you saw that.
I believe every soul in the museum did, or at least heard the commotion.
So I look like the bad guy, That's what you get for standing up to a bully, I suppose.
A bully?
She made some pretty awful comments about Betty and her career. And I wasn't just going to stand by and let her say whatever she wanted. You should lock her up for what she did to me. She's unhinged. Are you married, Detective Poirot?
I am not.
Then heed my warning. If your wife, whenever she comes along, wants to be left alone, you leave her alone.
Merci, monsieur. Bonsoir, Your Excellency.
I should be addressed as Your Grace.
Pardon. I did not mean to offend, Your Grace. It's just that in Belgium...
It is quite all right. None of us can choose where we're born. Now, if I must, I was talking with Mr. Aylesworth for a time. Some strange opinions, that one.
Would you care to elaborate?
You were not present for that conversation, and I hardly think it appropriate to involve you now. Although, I will say he was rather keen to see the orrery from the balcony. He left, and I spoke briefly to that actress, but she wandered off looking for her husband. Up the main stairs, I think it was. Who would have thought the reveal of the missing painting would cause a man to take such a turn?
Perhaps a warning to us all that such a scare could come at any time.
Are you trying to say that is what's going to happen to me?
Your Grace has misinterpreted my meaning. But on the matter of where you were at the time...
Then maybe you should think before you speak. And I was talking with a young Russian girl.
Merci, Your Grace. I thought I would make myself useful, and I think I found some things of note. Bon, I shall go and retrieve them now. You were wise to not touch them and contaminate any evidence.
I didn't think about that.
I did only move them to the West Wing.
Fantastique.
Magnifique. Where is the sense? Order and method. I should consider. I must act on thought and fact. The evidence suggests something else. I must take a different. What a revelation. The pieces of the puzzle. The answer was staring.
What can I do for you? Merci.
Oh. Aha. Aha. Oh. Huh. Huh.
If it'll help retrieve the painting. Of course. I have the key.
Mademoiselle, the key?
I'm sorry. You said it yourself. I think I should just hold on to it.
I was not expecting Mademoiselle Warbeck's hesitation.
Mademoiselle Warbeck, I really must insist on access to the restoration room. I find your reluctance to oblige a little troubling, mademoiselle.
Now listen. I am the curator of this museum, and I...
Miss Warbeck, will you let the man in? I, for one, would like to get to the bottom of this tonight.
Please, Evelyn, let's not drag this on all night.
Evelyn Warbeck,
That's me?
Detective Inspector Hardwick. I was told a painting's been half-inched.
Yes, it's...
Stolen. Detective Hercule Poirot of the Belgian police, seconded by the Musée Royal des Beaux-Arts de Belgique and Lloyd's of London, to escort the penitent Magdalene here. How do you do, Detective Inspector Hardwick?
Well, thank you for that introduction, Mr. Poirot, but we won't be needing your help this evening.
But you see, not only do I have a considerable personal stake in this matter, I also possess undoubtedly the finest investigatory mind in all of Belgium.
I'm sure Belgium thinks you're the bee's knees, but we'll be just fine and dandy.
I must insist, Inspector.
Bloody hell! I don't have time for this. Will someone try and get through to this man before he does my head in?
Dear Mr. Poirot, I know you meant well, but perhaps now is not the time to push the inspector's buttons.
Très bien. Monsieur Hastings, the fate of the penitent Magdalene lies in our hands.
And Miss Warbeck's career, by the sound of it.
Then we shall waste no time. We have spoken with a number of the guests from the gala, but there still remains those who are absent. They may be...
Then let's go and find them. Poirot, over here. I heard about the painting. Trouble just seems to follow you. If there's anything I can do to help.
I am looking for Madame Allen. Would you know where I could find her?
If she's not on stage already or rehearsing, she'll be in her dressing room. That alleyway will take you to the back door. Oh, this isn't quite what I was expecting from a famous star like Betty Allen.
A famous star that is not on stage, nor in her dressing room.
You don't think something could have happened to her?
Combining the state of the room and her being absent, I fear something sinister may indeed be afoot.
Huh. Oh. 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 Something just does not fit. I cannot see the logic in this. Voila. Come now. Is there... This will not get me any closer. Come, my little Grace. Come now. Hot on the culprit's heels. I should consider... I cannot see the logic in this. Order and method. I must take a different approach. This will not get me. I must act. Where is the sense in that? Come, my little Grace. The evidence suggests some. Some would say a lucky guess.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
The fact that there are valuable items remaining in the safe leads me to believe that the thief was looking, meaning they had previous knowledge of the contents of Madame Hélène's safe.
Oh. Aha.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci.
Huh. Something just does not feel right. Is there something I am not? I must act on thought. Come now. Come, my little Grace. I must take a different approach. Is there something Things are beginning to... Huh.
What do you need? What can I... Why, Mrs. Allen? What can I do for you?
Madame Allen was behind the mess that lies before us. Filled with rage, she...
What do you think you're doing in here? Security!
Pardon, Madame Allen. I do not wish to cause any alarm. I am Detective Poirot. You will recall from the gala.
Yeah, I remember you. Doesn't give you the right to be snooping in here.
Snooping, no. Waiting patiently, oui.
You can wait outside. I'll talk to you there. Well, go on then, shoot.
Madame Allen. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Look, let's just get on with this, shall we?
I promise not to take up too much of your valuable time.
Well, thanks to Johann walking off, I got stuck talking, a term I use loosely, with Mr. Aylesworth and the all-important bishop, as he likes to consider himself.
Where did your husband go?
Beats me. But when I saw him next, he was being attacked by that crazy artist. You must have seen it.
I did, and while I do not condone such...
If you are going to defend that woman's actions against my husband, I'll stop you there. Not really any of your business, is it?
I would not forgive myself if something improper had happened and I had not addressed it.
You've got nothing to worry about. I'm an emotional woman. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? I thought it was best to just get myself out of there. He may have bitten his tongue, but if...
Your husband mentioned you were feeling under the weather, no?
Me? No.
Je vois. May I also ask about this?
I've heard the Brits like that stuff. Not for me, though. Sorry.
You have been most helpful.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Merci. Aha.
Hello? Who's that?
Bonjour, madame.
You're not English. Where are you from? What are you doing here?
Madame, I am Detective Hercule Poirot of the Kingdom of Belgium's police force.
So what?
I was hoping to speak with a neighbor of yours. Mademoiselle...
She's not in.
Do you know how long she...
You can give her this. And tell her I did what I could with it.
I will be sure to do that.
I told you last time you made a mess of things that if anything else was to happen,
So, you are blaming me for the painting going missing. I have poured my heart and...
Pardon. Perhaps this is a conversation that should be had behind closed doors.
This conversation will happen where and when I want it to.
What Detective Poirot means is maybe somewhere a little less public would be a better...
I am well aware of what your foreign friend was implying, and I shall give you exactly the same answer.
Let us not say anything that one would later regret. A moment to breathe for everyone, perhaps.
You do as much breathing as you want. As long as you find that painting.
Mademoiselle.
What can I do?
Can you not see? I don't think you quite understand the severity of the situation,
I'm well aware, and I'll conduct my investigation how I see fit.
That just isn't good enough. How would you feel if...
I can assure you Detective Inspector Hardwick and his men will be doing all they can to find...
Now you have some officer from another country entirely fight...
I speak on behalf of no one but myself, monsieur.
And I didn't ask you. Hardwick, get it found.
Right you are.
Will you allow some officer a moment?
I'm a very busy man.
And then I shall keep my question short.
I'd say the heart attack was the most memorable part of the day.
Quite understandable.
I was talking to the bishop, or rather being talked at. He doesn't see it, but he gets quite heated. That's the last thing I remember. I did. That man just wants someone to listen to his incessant ramblings. I just couldn't stand there and listen to him anymore. I decided to walk away and see the orrery from above. Then I met that young lady, Betty Allen.
You two spoke?
Briefly, but she was looking for her husband, so I think...
I will not take up any more of your... Huh.
What do you need? What can I...
Merci.
You're just full of...
You have...
If you want to deal with him, fine by me.
Detective Inspector Hardwick has made it quite clear that my valuable insight is not wanted.
Oh. Huh. Oh.
What do you need? What can...
Merci. Aha. Your Grace, there are matters we really...
You do understand.
They are the words of Monsieur Ellsworth.
Oh, the man is in politics. He should know what heated looks like. There was no one else around. How was I to know he was having a heart attack when he clutched his chest? It could have been anything. And when I saw he was in trouble, I went to get help.
I do not believe Bishop Mountjoy was the instigator of Monsieur Ellsworth's heart attack, but it appears he does.
Merci.
What can I do for you? He knows just how to push.
That is clear to us all.
He thinks he can say and do what he wants because of his... This museum is my life. And if anyone... I'm sorry. The
Detective Hercule Poirot is not just any man, mademoiselle.
And modest to boot. There you go.
The key.
It was looking grubby and covered in rust, so...
If you find anything else that may be...
Huh. Huh. Ah. Aha. Oh. Ah. Oh. Aha. Huh. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Order and method. Something just does not feel. I should consider this further. Logical thinking shall always This will not get me any closer to my goal. I cannot see the logic in it. Where is the sense in that? The evidence suggests this will not get me. Where is the sense in that? I must take a order and method. Something. Come now. Is there something I am? Come, my little Grace. I cannot see the logic in this. Another success. I never... I should not be surprised. I should consider this first. I must act on... The evidence suggests... Come, my little Grace. Is there something... This will not get me... Order and method. I should consider the...
When the thief entered this room from the west wing, there was no paint on the key. We know this because there was no paint on the key when they used it, but there is paint on the key when the
key got covered in paint in this...
Oui. And only after the painting was stolen. The picture is becoming clearer. And the thief unlocked the door from the west wing, unlocked the door to the gallery. They then returned, whereupon the thief locked the door, but then an accident.
How can you be so sure?
We know because the paint palette was the only source of blue.
But why put the painting on this table, where items may be knocked or where they may be heard?
What do you need? What can I...
Merci.
Huh. Huh. Ah.
What do you need? What can I do? What can I do for you?
Merci. Aha. Huh.
Gentlemen, have you seen Miss Babanian? She wanted to speak with me after the bishop was finished chewing my ear off, but it seems the pair of them have disappeared.
I'm afraid not.
Can't have been that important then. What can I do for you?
Merci, mademoiselle.
What can I do for you?
Merci, mademoiselle.
I hope you're getting...
Merci.
I suppose I can spare...
I will not take...
If you want to deal with him,
I will not take up it.
You're just full of Where did you get that?
It was found in a vent at the museum. Perhaps the very last thing I expected to find.
Yes. Well, thank you. I knew I had lost it somewhere.
A clearly valuable ring has just been returned to Madame.
And I would not describe throwing a ring at one's husband resulting in it being stuck in a vent as a case of losing it.
It is clear Madame Allen felt no sickness at the gala, rather anger. And having seen the damage that she has caused in her own dressing room, one can conclude that it was the state of her marriage that allowed her emotions to get the better of her and act so rapidly.
You have been most helpful.
The detective inspector will now be able to see as plain as day that Mademoiselle Court Smythe is the guilty party. Now to find him.
With the other remaining guests' movements all accounted for, she...
Ah, Detective, you're here.
Look and you shall find. How may I be of assistance?
Oh, well, I've had the photographs from the gala developed.
That's good thinking, Miss Farquhar.
Oui, very kind, mademoiselle. There is nothing left for us to do but to take our findings to Detective Inspector Hardwick.
Do you think he'll listen?
It is his duty as a high-ranking... We have done all but arrest Mademoiselle Court Smythe for him. If it is the...
I was thinking that while you were speaking with Miss Court Smythe, I could try and find Mr. Christensen at their home.
It would certainly be more efficient.
Him with a funny accent. He was here earlier asking the same questions. All I want is a bit of peace.
I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience.
Monsieur Hastings, your assistance is required immediately.
Good Lord, Poirot, that's a lot of smoke.
And now you are up to speed with the situation. I have evaluated the position we find.
If you're going to use the fire extinguisher, now would be the time.
Très bien.
That's it. One more should do it.
Detective Inspector, it is imperative we search the crime scene as soon as possible.
You mean my crime scene?